Breaking news is happening right now. A house exploding in El Reno. This is happening near the intersection of Elm and Reno Roads on South Hayden. Right now, we do know that one person has been transported. Emergency crews are on the scene. Now, this photo from a witness nearby shows the home in shambles moments after that reported explosion. The El Reno Tribune is reporting the injured person was taken to the hospital by helicopter. We do have a crew on the way, and we'll update you just as soon as we get some new information here.
Our other big story at 5, Oklahoma City's new panhandling ordinance is now facing a federal lawsuit. The
ACLU is suing the city and says that the rule is unconstitutional. Tom George joins us live here in the studio to break down the case. His story is first on Fox. Tom.
Well, this has been a controversial ordinance since it was passed by City Council back in December. Today's lawsuit represents a wide group of plaintiffs from panhandlers to joggers who all say banning people from medians is a violation of free speech. As car after car drives by, Gary Fields waits, hoping maybe just a few of them will buy a curbside Chronicle.
I can't be on the median no more, and I think that's kind of bad.
Forced to the sidelines after the city's panhandling ordinance, sales have gone down.
It pays my rent, pays my bills, and everything. It feeds me too.
I just think the whole thing's wrong.
Across town, instead of selling this morning, Calvin McCraw was at City Hall. He says since he can't be on the median, he's gone from selling dozens of copies a day to fewer than 10.
I'm barely getting enough money to go back and get more magazines, just barely getting by every day, you know.
McCraw's name, along with 6 others, are on a lawsuit from the ACLU, suing the city, claiming the ordinance limiting panhandling to the median is unconstitutional. They say the measure designed to target panhandlers is unfairly blocking anyone from the median for any reason.
Joggers, marathon runners, cat owners, panhandlers, and just people that use medians as part of their daily lives.
From people watching a marathon on the sidelines,
holding signs and getting us motivated to keep going,
to political activists gathering petitions.
We were denied access for one reason or another to the very people who might sign.
Plaintiffs hoping to see the ordinance overturned and the city find a better way to tackle poverty than just moving it to the side of a road.
I think it's wrong. I think it's like throwing dirt on an open cut to try to cover it up. I just don't think it's a good idea.
Now, we reached out to the city for a response to this lawsuit. They tell us they can't comment on any pending litigation. Tom George, Fox 25 News.
Tom, thank you. Happening today, the downhill spiral continues for the city of Yukon, where officials told Fox 25 their city is simply running out of money. Bill Shammer spoke with the city manager. He joins us with his concerns. Bill.
Jim Crosby has been on the job for 5 days. Already, he's making tough decisions. This comes after the news 2 weeks ago the city discovered more than $1 million had been misappropriated. Now they're looking to start next year $4 million in the hole. Through the streets, down the alleyways, and out the faucets, changes are coming to the city of Yukon.
We were out of money, and we're facing a tight crunch for the next couple of months to make sure we can make payroll and cover our expenses.
City manager Jim Crosby is familiar with the job. He spent 16 years as Yukon's city manager. Now he's back at it.
The city has been spending more than it brought in for 4 years and dipping into the reserves, and you can't always do that.
Crosby says those reserves are now gone. If the city can't make payroll, it'll have to take out a line of credit. This comes just weeks after it was announced $1.3 million was improperly spent. The mayor saying an audit found capital improvement funds were used to pay for general expenses not approved by city council.
I can't justify what happened. All I can tell you is promise the people that we're going to fix the problem.
Today we found out the city is another $3 million in the hole.
We're going to have to do some additional layoffs of employees, which is always a sad thing to do.
About 20 employees have already been laid off. Another 10 to 15 are coming by the end of the month. That's about 10% of the city's workforce.
80% of our cost of a budget is people. So when you cut back in a budget and you're talking about millions of dollars, it's going to be people.
And that's not all. If you live in Yukon, expect changes to sanitation and your water bill. The average bill is expected to go up by about $10 a month. With a tighter budget, Crosby says the city will be back in black in only 4 years. The next council meeting is Tuesday. In the studio, Bill Shamrick, Fox 25 News.
Also happening today, Fox 25 is confirming that Edmond Public Schools will end its school year 2 days early. This was done to save the district money. It will also be able to save cash on transportation, utility, and substitute teacher costs. That means the last day of school is now May 20th. This is all because of the massive budget shortfall with the state, which is affecting Oklahoma schools. Governor Fallon did address Oklahoma's budget problem today, and we'll have her comments coming up at 5:30.
All new at 5, police have arrested a woman for arson after this apartment fire Tuesday morning. You might remember Fox 25 bringing you this as breaking news during our 11 a.m. newscast. Police say this woman, Lessa Campbell, was taken into custody accused of arson. The fire started on a couch near a wall, which spread to other apartments in that complex. One person was treated for smoke inhalation. The building, however, is a total loss. And new on the crime beat, surveillance cameras catch a group of men breaking into cars in a southwest metro neighborhood, and the victim says it's not the first time she's been targeted. Tabi Sabanda joins us and gives us a closer look at the suspects. Tabi.
That's right. The video only captured 2 of the suspects, but police tell us there were actually 3 in this group, and the victim tells me video shows they circled her house a number of times just before waiting for the perfect time to strike. The car burglary happened right here more than a week ago in this quiet neighborhood near 104th and South May. Kit Tran has lived here for years, and she says it's not the first time she's been hit.
Yeah, it's been going around the neighborhood a lot.
After being a victim one too many times, she decided to install some surveillance cameras. They came in handy April 2nd when they caught this. Young men in hoodies breaking into her car in the middle of the night.
As they look around that age where a lot of kids have been roaming our neighborhood.
The video only caught good images of 2 of the burglars, but Tran tells me other videos she sifted through showed 3 men circling her house at least 2 times. She believes they were waiting for an opportunity to strike.
I've seen kids messing around my house. They ring my doorbell from time to time. I guess they're checking if anyone's home.
In the video, you see them checking all 3, and so we would equate that with an attempted auto burglary, but they were able to enter into one of the vehicles, which was an actual auto burglary.
The burglars got away with a number of her things, including a couple of $100s and a credit card she stashes in her car for emergencies. She tells me the break-ins have affected how everyone interacts in her neighborhood.
People haven't been going outside a lot as much ever since this has been happening for the past couple of years.
She's hoping these guys will be caught before they do this again. If you recognize the burglars, you're asked to give Crime Stoppers a call. Tabi Sabanda, Fox 25 News.
Turn into your vote 2016 with New York's presidential primary now less than a week away. Candidates are scrambling to get out their messages. But for the 2 party frontrunners, intra-party squabbling is proving to be a distraction. Joe Waldman has more from Washington.
The Republican National Committee, they should be ashamed of themselves for allowing this kind of crap to happen.
Donald Trump again slamming leaders of his own party for what he's calling dirty tricks after a handful of Colorado's Republican Party insiders awarded the state's 34 delegates to Ted Cruz without putting the nomination to a popular vote. Not to be outdone, RNC Chairman Reince Priebus took a page out of Trump's own playbook, firing back on Twitter, writing, "The nomination process is known for a year plus beyond. It's a responsibility of the campaigns to understand it. Complaints now? Give us all a break."
In Colorado, the Trump folks either didn't understand the rules or they just didn't think it was important.
Trump's latest battle with the Republican Party comes as the National Archives released 500 pages of documents from the time of Bill Clinton's presidency outlining the relationship businessman Trump had with the Democratic administration. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders picking up his first endorsement from a fellow sitting senator Wednesday. Oregon Democrat Jeff Merkley writing an op-ed piece in the New York Times praising Sanders for his stance on trade, global warming, and campaign finance reform.
It is too late for the same old establishment politics. We've got to stand together take on the big money interests and make it clear that our government works for all of us, not just the 1%.
As for Hillary Clinton, she's now pointing the finger of blame at New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio for a racially insensitive sketch that she performed at a charity event over the weekend. In Washington, Joel Waldman, Fox News.
All new at 5, Fox 25 has learned Sandridge Energy has been added to a lawsuit filed by the Sierra Club. That lawsuit, which focuses on our earthquakes, the wastewater injection wells, includes Chesapeake, Devon, and New Dominion energy companies. The Sierra Club wants an order requiring those companies to reduce operations quickly. You can read more about the lawsuit right now on our website at okcfox.com.
Developing today, wasteful spending by the government was the hot topic in Congress, with 2 events designed to spotlight programs that eat up taxpayer money with no return on the investment. Doug McElway has more from Washington.
It's an annual tradition most members of Congress don't look forward to. Citizens Against Government Waste releasing the 2016 edition of their Pig Book. The group finding that despite a supposed ban on earmarks, there's still plenty of pork in Washington this year.
There was an 89% increase from the $2.7 billion in 2014, which is downright disturbing.
But reducing wasteful spending isn't as easy as it sounds. There's very little Congress can do to force federal agencies to change the way they do business. And it's even harder to make them give money back that's already been appropriated.
We thought this problem went away. We thought we had been able to fix this. The Pig Book makes it very clear that we haven't. Okay? The old system is alive and well.
The Pig Book comes the same day as a congressional hearing on duplication and overlap in federal spending. The Comptroller General saying that fewer than half of his cost-saving recommendations have been fully implemented.
There are tens of billions of dollars in additional savings to be had in the offing here if those recommendations are fully acted upon.
But critics claim the easiest way to save money is to stop pork barrel spending once and for all, something Congress has been reluctant to do.
They have at least extended the moratorium, but they need to adopt a permanent ban so taxpayers know for sure that this will not keep coming back up.
Citizens Against Government Waste says the number of earmarks increased 17% last year with a total price tag of $5.1 billion. In Washington, Doug McElway, Fox News.
And coming up next at 5, an Oklahoma veteran missing a vital tool.
That's right. What he says has been gone for days now that is so important for his daily life.
Plus, change of tone. What North Carolina's governor is doing right now after signing a controversial bill that's hurting his state.
And we'll talk about why fog may slow you down tomorrow morning and when that rain will affect your weekend outdoor plans. Your full 7-day forecast is coming up next.
Never underestimate the power of small. The Shark-powered lift-away speed is no ordinary compact vacuum. It's a high-performance powerhouse that instantly converts from an upright to a powered lift-away. That's big power in small spaces. To deep clean wherever dirt goes. The Shark-powered lift-away speed. The unexpected power of small.
The human mind and research, I mean, it's almost infinite what we can accomplish. We just have to decide what are the right questions and put our minds toward it.
Research underpins everything that we do. That's one of the things that really sets this academic institution apart.
Learning from what we've done in the past and trying to improve outcomes in patients.
Making a difference in patient care and in health care.
So, where are you guys?
Using the built-in Wi-Fi in Tina's new Buick.
Wow, that doesn't look like a Buick.
Okay, who wants smoothies?
Is that passion fruit Jerry?
Yes, with beef on.
I'll take a passion fruit. Anybody else?
Now get $4,000 total allowance on select 2016 Buick Enclave Tuscan Edition vehicles in stock. Plus, non-GM owners get an additional $1,000 allowance.
You're watching the Fox 25 News at 5 with Mike Brooks, Wendy Suarez, and Chief Meteorologist Jeff George. This is the Fox 25 News at 5.
All new at 5, a local veteran is pleading for the public's help finding his service dog that escaped a Lincoln County vet over the weekend. He's hoping someone out there will recognize the pictures that have now gone viral on social media and bring the dog home where he's so desperately needed.
He is my best friend. I mean, he goes with me everywhere.
For 4 days, Jerry Daniels has been searching, praying, and hoping his service dog Harley will come home. Daniels served in the military for over 20 years, was injured overseas twice, then was involved in an accident, forcing him to live in the hospital for almost a year. Then, in 2011, hope for this American hero. He received a service dog who helps make everyday life a little bit easier.
If I fall, I can tell him to brace and he can help me get up off the floor. If I start to lose my balance, I can tell him to brace and he'll brace, lean against me, and I can put my weight on him.
Harley can also open doors.
If I'm in my wheelchair or if I'm on my cane, you know, it's hard to get certain doors open. He can open the door.
That's why when Daniels took a weekend camping trip, he decided to board Harley at a vet in Chandler, Oklahoma.
I didn't want him to go to a strange place, get picked up where nobody knew anything about him, and him disappear. So I put him in the boarding kennel for his safety.
But on Sunday, Harley got loose after opening a door at the vet.
And he figured out how to open it. She went in the other room, he opened the bay door, and out the door he went.
And Daniels tells us he does not want to release the exact name of the vet he took his dog to, but he says that he is considering legal action if the dog is not found. We have his contact information on our website. If you find Harley, you're asked to give him a call.